up, man?
Not a whole lot, man. In the process of cooking, I ain't gonna lie to you, I done forgot all about y'all.
No,
But
it's all good, man.
we're gonna get this thing done anyway.
That works. That works. You ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. All right. So, first question I'm gonna fire off at you. So, you train at American Top Team currently in Mississippi. Is that correct?
Yeah, American Top Team in D'Iberville, Mississippi.
Okay, I didn't want to say the name wrong, so I was gonna let you say it.
Yeah,
Um,
D'Iberville.
and you used to have your own gym, didn't you? Jasonknight MMA prior to that.
No, I mean I trained. I've been training at American Top Team. It used to be called Remix MMA, and then Alan Belcher MMA. But I've been training with those guys for since I was 16, 15 or 16. But yeah, I opened my own little gym in my hometown. It's called Lucedale, Mississippi. I had it open for probably about a year and a half, 2 years, and it just got to where it was too much trying to do that and then work and fight for myself, train for myself. It was a full-time job, and I didn't have the full time to give to it.
Gotcha.
So I decided to, one of the guys that came to the gym and stuff, I sold all my mats to him, and now he still has a little school in the same building. He just renamed it something else.
Gotcha. Well, that's cool, man. And do you ever come to the main Top Team here in Coconut Creek in Florida?
I came down there one time, man. I stayed for, I'd say probably about 2 weeks. I was getting ready for my fight with the PFL, and I was there until I caught COVID. And honestly, I didn't think that fight was going to happen. I came home and thought that it was out of the question. And then next thing you know, PFL told me that it had been a week or something. I don't know. They had just changed the regulations to where instead of having to go so many days, there was less days without, from your test or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like 10 days or some shit. And they let me fight anyways. So they flew me out a couple days before the fight. And I wound up missing like a whole week worth of training because of the COVID. I really only felt bad for like 2 days, but my coach, he's from, my coach back home anyways, he's from New York. So he was all weirded out by the COVID thing, didn't want me coming to the gym and getting anybody else sick or whatever. So I missed a whole week worth of training because of that.
Yeah, I'm glad all the crazy nonsense rules are over with now. So
yeah, man, thank God.
that was burning a lot of people out. But David, do you want to ask anything?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of weird. I know it's weird for you. You probably do a bunch of these, and the show being 2 or 3 months past, and we're just watching it now. But are you still doing construction? And what have you kind of been doing since, I guess, post tough fighting wise?
Man, I can't fight or anything right now because they have us on like some kind of contract that says we can't fight until it's all said and done. And the last episode just aired on Tuesday, so I'm hoping and praying that UFC gives me a call soon. But in the meantime, I've just been working, man. I work at a company called IWL. It's International Welding and Fabrication right here in Moss Point, Mississippi. And I work with them no less than 4 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. And when I can, I go to the gym in the evenings, like, because there's a shop, like we work at a shop sometimes, and the shop is about, I'd say probably a 30, 35-minute ride from my gym. But a lot of the times I'm having to go to like these different steel mills and stuff like that. And those are over an hour away from my house. And then my house is another 45 minutes to the gym. So on those days, I don't get home till like 7 o'clock. And by that time, practice is pretty much over. If I leave the house at 7 and I get there at 8, everybody's pretty much wrapping everything up.
Gotcha. There was a question I did want to ask you. How did you get reached out to for the Ultimate Fighter show?
Oh man, honestly, I I had somebody message me on Instagram, and don't even remember the lady's name, but she was the producer with the Ultimate Fighter, and she messaged me about asking basically would I want to be on the show, would I be interested in participating, and I didn't see that message. And next thing you know, a few days later, my manager calls me and is like, "Hey man, we got this opportunity. I don't know if you want to do it or not, but they're doing a new season of the Ultimate Fighter. It's UFC veterans versus prospects." I was like, "Hell yeah, sign me up." And then I go back and I look at my Instagram, and sure enough, she messaged me like a week or so before he ever even said anything. So I think that I could have got on the show without my manager, but luckily that on my Instagram it says that my manager sucker punch or whatever, and they reached out to those guys.
Gotcha. Do you still keep in contact with Michael Chandler by any chance?
Oh yeah, a good bit, man. At least probably once a week, once every 2 weeks, he'll reach out, ask how I'm doing, stuff like that. Him and Coach Jason Strout, they both reach out to me every so often, and I'll reach out to them every so often, just kind of shoot the shit, see how everything's going. And Chandler's basically just telling me stay ready, because just like me and everybody else, I'm fairly confident that I'm getting a call, and it's going to be short notice. I already know that it's going to be. They're going to call me and say, "Hey, do you want to fight in 2 weeks?" And I don't give a shit if I'm in good shape or not. I'm going to fight in 2 weeks. That's who I am. If I'm not in shape, I'm going to cowboy up and give them hell.
There you go. Is there any names that you're looking to go after, or you don't care?
I don't care, man. Just anybody. And the main thing, all I really need is for them to let me get my foot in the door. If I get my foot in the door, then I'm just going to show them what I'm made of. And at that point, if I'm in the UFC, it's anybody that's above me in the rankings. Anybody in this world that's above me. I don't want to go backwards, but I want to fight everybody who is supposedly better than me, and show them that they're not.
Yeah, David, you got anything?
Yeah, I was hoping. I know with the circumstance of UFC 292, but I was hoping they would have let you get on that tough finale card since you were a semifinalist. I would have loved to see you on that with Kurt, because you know how they usually ran it at the Apex. But I was kind of bummed out when they announced it like a month back, and it was showing just the finalists on this card. Obviously, it's a good card, but I was like, man, I would have loved to see you still on that tough finale card.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I was hoping for that as well, because in the past they've done that. They've had several of the semifinalists on there, and that's kind of what I was expecting, but it didn't work out like that. And honestly, I get on my social media just enough to make a post or respond to people. That's about it. I don't scroll down and really check out what's going on with the rest of the world, because for the most part, it doesn't pertain to me. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with my life, so why do I care? And just so happened we got this little group chat from a bunch of the guys that were on the show. We got a group chat where we talk back and forth every so often, and somebody said something about the fight being in Boston, this coming weekend, and I just found that out like 3 days ago. And yeah, so like it was a trip. I wish that I'd have got a call and said, "Hey, dude, we're gonna put you on here against whoever." I don't give a damn. But man, the thing about that show, I'm a 145er. I fought at 155. I had to fight up a weight class just to be able to be on the show. So I'm hoping that they see that and they realize, I fought at 155. Not only did I beat one of the guys, I had a hell of a fight with another, one of my teammates. And so I'm expecting them to give me a call and give me my shot at 145.
Yeah, I hope so too. Do you care if we change subjects a little bit? I want to talk about Bareknuckle a little bit.
Yeah, let's get it.
So I know you fought in Game Bred Fighting. I know his Masvidal's promotion, and I remember you fighting Charles Crazy Horse Bennett.
Yeah, man. That was a trip because I watched Crazy Horse. Shit, I was probably 13 or 14 watching him fight. And it was a trip whenever they gave me his name. I was like, hell yeah, I'll fight Crazy Horse. That's the type of stuff you live for. When you're a fighter, you want to grow up and beat the guys that you watched when you were younger. And that was a cool experience to me. I'm hoping that I'll get back in the UFC and maybe by the time I get a decent fight, I'll get to fight somebody that I watched grow up that hasn't already retired, but they're just about out of there,
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. What do you call? And what about BKFC? I know you fought Artem Lobov in BKFC twice, right?
Yeah, I fought him twice, man. And to tell you the truth, I believe that I won both fights.
I thought so too.
I feel like I got robbed out of the first one because they pretty much already had that Paulie Malignaggi fight set up, and I knew going into the fight that if I didn't dominate, then I probably wasn't going to win a decision because the simple fact that they were already looking at that, and if Jasonknight wins, then the Paulie Malignaggi Artem Lobov fight never happens, and I think that's kind of what screwed me out of that fight. But I made sure, when I went to fight him the second time, I made sure that I fought a different fight, and I knew for sure, weeks and weeks ahead of time, I knew that I was going to fight smarter, and that fight was mine before we ever got in the ring.
And David, you got anything?
Yeah, was it the first fight? I saw something. I watched both those fights back, but was it the first fight where everybody thought at first you lost like both your teeth, but it was really like the sweat or whatever from an uppercut?
I lost one tooth in that fight, but yeah, there was one where like some Vaseline came off of me, and it looked like a tooth flew out. But yeah, there was. I think it was either first or second round. I had a tooth that it had a cavity before, so it was already had a filling in it, and he broke that tooth. I just spit it out and kept working,
That's why I told him. I was like, I'm pretty sure in one of the Artem fights, he just spit a tooth out in the bucket and kept fighting. But I have to ask him to make sure.
Yeah, no, I didn't even spit it out in the bucket, bro. I was mid-fight. He hit me with a good straight right or straight left. He's a southpaw, but he hit me with a good straight left. And, I felt it come out in my mouthpiece, and I was like, damn. So I just, kind of like pulled my mouthpiece down, spit it out, and kept rolling.
What do you think about BKFC as the promotion as a whole? Do you think they're on the rise, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think they're definitely on the rise, man. You see more and more people getting into BKFC, more and more people, making big money and shit from BKFC. But the thing is, it just wasn't for me, man, because I've damaged my hands so much over the years that from both of those fights, like it was a month before I was able to even grab a gallon of milk out of the refrigerator because my hands were just so swollen and so sore. I didn't break them either time, but it's real traumatic on your hands, which, I mean, of course, in the first fight, my face looked way worse than my hands probably did, but that definitely wasn't what bothered me. I could deal with the cuts and shit on my face easily, but them hands hurting, man, that shit was rough.
Was Conor McGregor, was he still with Artem at that time, or were they kind of falling out at that era?
I think him and Artem were still cool at that time. I'm pretty positive.
Okay.
I don't think they started beefing until after. I think it was after our second fight, I'm pretty sure it was after our second fight.
Gotcha.
I'm surprised the tough producers didn't try to put Artem on Team Chandler, to be honest. That would have been something else.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool, man. Because me and me and Autumn, we gained a huge respect for each other in that first fight because, you know, I thought that I was just going to go and run through him. I thought it was going to be an easy fight for me, and he thought the same thing. And we both found out real quick, you know, we had a warrior across from us. And after that, you know what I'm saying, you go through that kind of a battle with somebody, then, you know, you can't help but gain their respect and give your respect to them as well, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would have been cool to have Artem there. Do I think that he would have made it to the finale? Nah, bro. There was a crew of fucking killers on our side for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Were you ever signed to Fighting Eagle FC by any chance?
Yeah, man. I was supposed to fight a guy named Josenaldo Silva, and for whatever reason, I wound up having to back out the fight. Oh yeah, I was getting ready for that fight, and I tore my ACL in my left knee, and I had to back out. I never had surgery or anything. I just, you know, just rested it and let it, you know, I guess somewhat heal up on its own. And, you know, nowadays it's good. It'll hurt me every now and then, but it's not unstable anymore. And then, you know, after I finally got back to where I was good again, I reached out to my managers and I asked them, you know, hey, what's up with Eagle FC? And they're like, hey, you know, Eagle is not doing that great. We don't like that. I think they had trouble with them not paying fighters like they were supposed to and shit like that. I don't really know the whole ordeal, but they said we're gonna go a different route. So and that's what we did.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I tried to give it a chance. I mean, I started to watch it a little bit. They had some good fighters on it. I know even Cody Gibson, I think he was supposed to be on it, wasn't he, David?
He fought Ray Borg. I think he was telling us COVID kind of messed him up. And then they just never recovered to schedule him any fights. And then the Ultimate Fighter happened, I guess, was kind of his reasoning.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that Kurt Hollaball and Roosevelt Roberts both fought Eagle FC. I know Roosevelt did, but I'm not sure if Kurt did. I'm pretty sure that he did, but I'm not positive. I know that Roe was in there talking about his fight with Eagle, and someone else was saying that they fought for Eagle, but I'm not sure.
Gotcha. I'm going to change subjects again here. I just wanted to ask you about catfishing, if that's fine.
Yeah, man. That's
do you got any good stories for us or anything like that? I see you do a lot of catfishing.
Yeah, man, that's one of my favorite things to do. You know, I guess you could call it good stories, but man, we just go out there and run limb lines. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but basically you just tie a line to a tree with a weight and a hook on it, and you bait it up, and then you drive off, go drink beer, catch frogs and alligators, and then you go back to the line. And, you know, man, we've caught 3 or 4 big tabby cats. One was like 38, one was like 25, one was like 41 or something like that. Just big ass catfish. I'm still waiting to catch me a 50, 60 pounder, but you know, that's just my kind of fun, man. When you leave and you come back and next thing you know, that branch is slapping the water.
Mm-hmm.
There's no feeling in the world like that I can, you know, describe it. You just have to do it yourself.
That's cool. How do you like to cook them up? What's the best way to do it?
What do you mean? How to bait them?
You fry them? I mean, like when you eat them.
I don't eat them, bro.
You don't eat them?
That's what I eat nothing that comes out of the water. You know, when I was growing up, we were poor as shit, and my mama worked at a catfish house. So we ate cold catfish and hush puppies like every night for years. And now that I'm older and I don't have to, I don't want that nasty fish tasting shit.
I like fish, but I don't know. I'm the same way. I don't like catfish for whatever reason.
Yeah, man. The thing for me, like, I don't even like to smell any kind of seafood cooked because my mom worked at this the catfish house or whatever, and I can still remember the way her clothes smelled after working there all night. Yeah, like it smells like fried fish, and that smell just turns my stomach like instantly.
It's a
So,
strong smell.
No.
yeah, I don't even let people cook it in my house. Like, nope, not at all. If you want to eat fish, you cook that shit outside.
I don't know if it's the chewiness of it or what. I just don't like catfish. I'll eat any other type of fish. I just don't like catfish.
Yeah.
But
Around
anyways,
here, I've had a million people tell me, "Oh man, you'll like my fish. It don't taste like everybody else's." And I've tried it, and it's always the same result. You know, I spit that shit out and go on to find a hamburger or something.
They probably tell you it tastes like chicken, and anytime anybody says something like that, like, "Oh, it tastes like chicken or mine's better," it's like, I doubt it's probably the same. When everybody tells me that, I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I appreciate you offering, but I'm good."
Yeah, that's it. I'll just take your word for it.
Right.
David, you got anything?
I did want to it kind of off subject. It has to retain the tough, but if you don't mind answering, I know they're like strict with some of the rules and stuff. And I was laughing because I guess I saw you hitting the vape during the show, so I guess they allowed you to have a vape during the show.
Yeah, man. They told us, you know, just like we had this whole big ass packet of rules and shit before we got there, and it said on there, you know, if you do any kind of nicotine products or anything like that, make sure you bring enough for 6 weeks. So I brought like 12 vapes with me to make sure I was good.
Right, that's pretty cool, yeah, I guess.
I've been smoking a vape for like probably damn near 10 years. And I keep it in my hand 99.9% of the day. So, you know, there was no way in hell I was going without that thing. They gave me the opportunity to bring it. And, you know, if they wouldn't have brought it, then I might could have quit if they didn't let me bring it. But shit.
Well, the headaches and stuff would have probably been crazy too at that point if you do it. Yeah. If you do the nicotine, I know like sometimes I'll go in phases where I dip and stuff when I'm doing yard work and stuff, and if I go without it, I'm like, man, my head is aching.
Yeah, probably just quitting cold turkey like that probably would have been rough.
For sure. That's cool they let you do that though, because I know they're pretty strict on the rules. So I saw that, I was like, maybe my eyes were deceiving me, but that's cool that I guess they have some leniency, being that you don't get cell phones and things like that. So.
Yeah, man, thank God, because I would have lost my damn mind. Because for me, if I don't have my vape, then I'll lose my temperature. Not like my temper, real easy. Like I'll get aggravated real easy.
And the prospects would have been in trouble, huh?
Living in a house with 15 nasty ass men, you know, that would have been rough.
Cool. Anything you want to add, Jason? Any final thoughts or anything like that?
Not that I can think of, man. I appreciate y'all having me on the show. You know, anybody out there that watches this, if you don't know who I am, just keep your eyes open. I promise you, I'll be on your TV soon. And if you don't love me now, you'll get to love me.
We're gonna make a clip. We're gonna tag Uncle Dana for you too. So hopefully he get you. We need to see you back in the UFC, man. We need some new stars in there. Yeah, I know you're old school, but we need you back in there. We love watching you fight.
I don't know how soon it's gonna be, but I promise you, it's coming soon enough.
Cool, man. David, you want to add anything?
No, man. We appreciate it, and thanks for coming on, and have a good dinner, man.
All right, boys. Y'all have a good one. I appreciate y'all having me on.
All right, we'll see you.